Hello everyone, welcome to the Binge on Self-Love podcast. My name is Anna, but you can call me Anchi and I'll be your host. Today I am back with another mini Binge on Self-Love podcast episode, aka Binge on Self-Love Bits, which are super short mini episodes on various topics that I want to cover, but they don't necessarily need to be a full-length episode. So without further ado, let's get into today's mini episode. Let's talk about what I eat in a day videos. I'm sure if you are active on social media, whether you're just consuming content or creating it, you came across videos where people show what they eat in a day or in a week. Basically, people show what they had for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, etc. On one hand, I think these types of videos can be a great source of inspiration because, let's face it, coming up with different ideas on what to eat every single day is kind of exhausting, and we could all use some inspiration from time to time. Nobody wants to eat the same meals every single day. But on the other hand, these what I eat in a day videos can be misleading and also triggering for some people, and I'll explain why in just a little bit. Also, these types of posts are often a place where people with very different opinions and people with strong opinions love to share their thoughts and advice, and they are often not really nice. For anyone who has any history of negative body image, disordered eating, or even an eating disorder, watching videos like these can be triggering in many ways. You may argue that after all, it is just a video, and if it's triggering for you, just don't watch it, which is true to a certain extent. Sure, if it's triggering for you, it's better for you not to watch these types of videos, but even if all of us know that it is just an example of what someone somewhere in the world eats in one day, that voice in your head may make you question, what do you eat and how much do you eat? Shouldn't you eat less? Shouldn't you eat more? I mean, look at this person, the size of their portion that they're showing in the video. Does that mean that I'm eating too much? Am I eating unhealthy? And all of these thoughts can pop into your head. These doubts can contribute to negative body image, negative self-talk, and to our eating habits. These videos can be a great source of inspiration for sure, but we shouldn't take them, or any videos for that matter, as something dogmatic. It's a compilation of what someone somewhere wants us to see. We don't know their background. We don't know what that person eats for the rest of the week. We don't know if that's what that person really eats. Not trying to imply that everyone is lying, but we'd never know. We don't know what that person's metabolism needs are. We don't know how active they are. We don't know their lifestyle. We don't know their history with food. We don't know what they've been through. And therefore, we should never compare what we eat and how much we eat with anybody else, not even with our friend, with our partner, with our colleagues, or with a family member. Everyone is unique. Remember that what works for one person may not work for the other one, and that applies in all areas, not just food. But for some reason, when it comes to food / our bodies, we tend to forget that each body and each of us is different, with a different set of abilities, with a different lifestyle, with different history and different diet needs. I have a long history of binge eating disorder, and I know that if I would restrict myself in any way, I would end up binge eating. So I can't compare what I eat to somebody on the internet who's on a diet or who eats super healthy with no treats or something like that. That would not work for me. And same if someone is working out multiple times a week and they have a busy schedule, they need fuel to function, and they couldn't eat as little as someone that they saw in a video on the internet, Or if you're working shifts and you see someone having breakfast at 10 a.m., but your schedule starts at 5 a.m., for example, it's very unlikely that their diet is going to work for you and your schedule. If you feel like your diet could use some improvement, then go see a nutritional therapist, someone who is an expert in that area, because they are there to help you with your nutrition. They are there to find what suits you and your needs, which those videos of what people eat in a day are not, of course, but sometimes we tend to forget that. I'm not hating these videos. Like I've said, I watch some of them myself because I often find them inspirational in terms of recipes or snack ideas. And I love when people show more of what seems to be a reality rather than portraying a perfect picture online. Sometimes those videos seem to contain only super healthy types of meals, and they are filled with superfoods, no junk food, no treats, no balance, none of that. And of course, balance look different for everyone, but if I see someone restricting their diet and promoting it as a healthy approach to food, that's personally super triggering for me, so I try to stay away from these particular types of videos. But I do like those videos that seem at least a little more real, if that makes sense. I have touched on people attacking other people's diets in the comment section on social media, and I want to elaborate on that a little bit. I follow a YouTuber who shares her recovery journey from bulimia, and she often shares what she ate in a day. And I'm sure she feels so proud of herself when she's able to have a meal and enjoy it, and she's able to have her favorite treats without binging and purging on them. But once I opened the comment section, you would not believe how disgusted I was by some of the comments of people who were criticizing her for having a chocolate bar or fried food, or saying that's not healthy, you're not gonna lose weight eating that, how can you eat these shits, and stuff like that. Or you eating too much, or how can you eat all of that, I could never eat all of that. And it's so disgusting because those people saying these things have zero clue and zero idea what it's like to be dealing with disordered eating or with an eating disorder, and how much of a success it is to have a meal and not feel in any certain way about it. How big of an achievement it is to have something you like without binging on it. And of course, it's not just her. People are mean in any of these videos where people share what they eat. There's always someone saying you're eating too much, or you're eating too little, or you're eating too many carbs, or you're not eating enough protein, or you're eating way too much sugar and you're gonna die, and all of these types of bullshits. I find it so disgusting and sad that people say these mean things, because I think they don't realize how much pain those things can cause to someone reading them. I know you can argue that if people share these things online, they have to be prepared for hate, but I don't think that sharing something online automatically gives people permission to act like assholes. Plus, it's not just people who create the content, it's other people who are maybe going through similar stuff, and they can relate to what those people share online, and they can feel hurt as well. Sometimes I honestly imagine how many people that say these nasty things online would actually be that brave and said them to someone's face, and I think it would be a very few people. But you know, everyone acts like an expert on everything on the internet, including what you should or shouldn't eat. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this mini episode. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the Binge on Self-Love podcast. Definitely let me know what you would like to hear next on the podcast, and talk to you soon. Bye.
Have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says,